Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to Big Brother, where we are discussing Celebrity Big Brother UK Day 12.
Last note, the theme
And
tune's
about-
really long.
Pardon?
Sorry, I was just going to say that last note. Duh.
It's a Mariah Carey note, is it? Holds it for 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Whistle. We are discussing Day 12 and about 30 minutes of Day 11. I am Ben, your host.
Day 13.
No,
and
Day
30
12.
seconds of Day 12.
Oh, is it 13? Are you sure? No, I'm not so sure about that.
It is. It's Day 12.
Oh, no, yeah, it is, because the last one was Day
It
11.
was the eviction day, and then
Oh,
Day
yeah.
13.
Okay, well, we are discussing Celebrity Big Brother UK Day 13 and about 30 minutes of Day 12. Where
You know, the weight on my shoulders from having to carry the show is immense.
is it? You haven't even said your name yet.
Don't
know who you
start,
are.
Dave. I'm doing soft parenting on you. Why do you feel like you had to cut me off like that, Ben?
Because I've said my name. and you
My name's
haven't.
Alex. Hello. I'm the daddy of the group, and Ben's the overgrown toddler.
Grandma. Oh.
You should get an over. You should
Which
have a
role
big,
would you have liked to have in the task?
when if I was in the house, grandparent,
Yeah, same.
100%.
Best one.
Best one. Well, no.
Don't-
To be fair, Danny played the mum, chef's kid.
That's true. That was,
It was outstanding.
the role was made for
And
Danny.
Chris played the baby toddler really well as well. It's the way he, when he looked at Danny, when Danny gave him the dinner, he went, "More mummy." It's like, oh my God, my heart. That task, I tell you what,
another
they're
good task.
knocking them out of the park with the
Yeah.
task. I think it's helped because I think the people in the house are playing up to it as well. So they're playing it well.
Celebrities.
They're good celebrities. So for the tasks, let's just say. So
I think the teenagers had like the crap deal really because they didn't really have to do any like. It was a bit
well, they
boring,
were the boring
teenagers.
three anyway, weren't they? Patsy, Angelica, and
Chesney.
Chesney. They're
Yeah.
the boring three anyway. They're like Donna falling over, like because her legs were giving way, being the old woman.
There was another clip that they didn't put on the episode where she was being the old woman and they were trying to get her past the hot tub and she fell in like on purpose because she kept falling over. So yeah, Donna was
great.
committed to the role. Liked that. Danny as well was very committed. So
Yeah, big time committed.
We liked it.
It was
Funny.
nice, and it was
Good
a
task.
good between them all. However, we'll be talking about it more in a moment, and also Daly literally deciding to speak up now he's left the house. It's like, all right, Daly, Christ's sake, didn't have anything to say while he was in the house, but thought, you know what,
I'm leaving.
dropping
so
the bomb, so I'm going to go. Well,
good.
you know, is it good?
That's good for us.
He should have said it in the house. They said, well, they said.
And everyone's
why
like, I
didn't he
can't
say it in
believe
the
Daly
house?
would say that. He wouldn't say
He
that.
didn't say that. It's like, no, there
He can't
we go.
shut up now. He's out of it, can he?
No, he's an idiot, isn't he? Anyway, you can get in touch with us. I hope you guys can't shut up because you can get in touch with us at Faithful2Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, on Blue Sky at faithful2podcast.bsky.social. You can find us on YouTube by searching Faithful2Podcast or Faithful2 Big Brother Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and comment underneath the video if you have any thoughts. You can also watch and listen to us on Spotify, where you can comment on there too. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or any of your favourite podcast apps. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review if you enjoy listening to the podcast. And if you want to help us monetarily with the podcast, go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful.
I didn't catch any of that. Can you go through it again, please?
Well, just listen to it at 0.5 speed and then you'll be able to get all the notes you need.
Do you think people listening to this podcast sped up?
I'm going to say slow down. It's like
No.
people can barely get through half an hour. Sped up, maybe. People
Hope
are busy,
so.
busy people. You listen to things sped up, don't you?
Audiobooks, yes.
I can't do that. If
Only
I,
a little bit, not much.
I can't
Some people
absorb
do it
it.
like times 3 and it's ridiculous.
apparently people do it with Netflix as well because there's an option to watch TV
Really?
shows. Yeah, I don't get that. Like TV's meant to be absorbent. You're meant to take it in and watch it. Even like fluff. Well, I suppose I guess with reality shows you could probably speed
Maybe
them up.
watching Donna get to the diary room as an old woman, you might have to put on fast forward.
You would have had to speed that up a little bit, eh?
Because that was well,
It was funny.
took a long time.
The whole task,
Poor Jack.
I was genuinely like laughing out loud, lol,
It was good.
at the at the things that were going on in the house. I thought it was funny.
So the episode opened with the eviction night where Daly was going, and
Day 12.
before he was going, Ella said, "You know, got any advice for me?" He was like, "No, but this."
Yeah,
And he basically said, and Angelica was listening, and Danny was in the background. Basically said, "Just watch out for 2 people here. They're well-known reality stars. They know what they're doing. That's their profession. So just watch out for those 2 people," which was Jojo and Chris.
bear in mind, Daly was saying this to a reality star.
Well, yes, Ella, by the way, she's saying that these have JoJo has only done dance, whatever it is. What does she do? The dance thing with
Dance
kids?
Mums or something.
That.
And didn't JoJo have like a spin-off show as well? A bit like Honey Boo Boo.
But not reality. It wasn't a reality competition show.
No.
And Chris has only ever done Love Island like 8 years ago, right?
Yeah, and now he hosts horse racing on ITV7.
Ella, she's been on Towie, which we know is scripted reality. She's been on the Challenge UK. And she's been on X on the Beach. So out of all of them, actually...
She's the professional reality star.
She's the professional reality star, along with Patsy, who's done Masked Singer.
Of course.
Went out week 1.
Well, and all of them
And
apparently...
Dancing on Ice and Strictly. But-
Angelica's done Celebrity MasterChef. Let's not forget.
No.
Brown Sugar.
So out of all of the people who are who know what to do on reality shows, it's Ella and Angelica and Patsy.
I mean,
who know
no.
what to do.
Let's not tie
No, I'm
Angelica
joking.
or Patsy into the same thing, because to be fair, they kind of listened to what he said, took a step back and made their own thoughts about it. Because Angelica did say that she overheard the conversation and that it kind of confirmed Ella's assumptions. But as we all know, Ella's gone in there with an agenda. The agenda didn't work out. The agenda was to get together with Chris and
Some
have
might
a
say
relationship.
a game plan.
Some might say a game plan. Ella didn't get what she wanted, found her place in the house a bit difficult to find. She's slowly getting Danny and Donna on side of her way of thinking.
Trying.
She's succeeded a little bit this time because of a few things that JoJo had said during the bingo challenge. And Ella basically, it aligned, as Angelica said, it aligned with what Ella had decided, and that was that JoJo and Chris were wrong-uns because they were playing a game. Donna repeatedly keeps saying to the group as well, not to just a person.
She keeps
to
saying
herself,
this all the time as well.
this is a game. No one's going to win anything from the end of this. Stop overthinking it, which is fair. But Ella's adamant, and Ella's made it her role now in the house to basically make everyone get upset with JoJo and Chris. And the funny thing is that Chris and JoJo are kind of just sat back going, okay.
Yeah, like,
if it means that much to Ella, let her get on with it. We don't care.
Literally just having fun. And
Yeah.
because Ella was basically saying Chris knows that JoJo has a big following, so he's using her platform as a step up.
You said to me when we were watching it, why would Chris's fans give a
I know they
shit
don't.
about
Yeah,
what
they don't
JoJo's
mix.
up to?
Yeah,
They don't
JoJo's fans
mix.
and Chris's fans. I don't think there's an overlap there. So, well, Chris said the same. He said there's nothing he can really get from that because she's famous in America. He's not. They're very different fan bases, I feel. So
I might upset people for saying this because I know Danny is a fan favourite and I like Danny too, don't get me wrong.
yeah, episode
Don't
1
get
you
me
said he
wrong.
was your winner.
He was my winner. But when Ella passed on this conversation later on to Donna and Danny said like, oh, if what you say is true, it's shocking. But JoJo, for me, quite rightly pointed out that Danny knows the show. Danny knows the format. Danny knows how to play the game. So there's a little bit inside of me that's thinking, well, Danny's probably aligning himself to Ella in the thinking of like, well, Chris and JoJo have a chance of winning, so now that makes me angry at them. Do you know what I mean? It's like I feel like Danny feels like his win, which was guaranteed when he walked into the house, has lost its guarantee.
Maybe.
No
Because
offense to
he
Danny, but I just feel like he's kind of like playing now into Ella's hands a little bit.
And he got a bit offensive when not
Offended.
offended. He got a bit offended when JoJo put his name out there of who wants to win, and she said, "Oh, Danny wants to win," because what her and Donna were talking about in bingo, and he was, "I've never said that."
Which he
but then,
hasn't.
No,
but at
but
the
like
same
when
time-
then Donna explained it to him again later in the bedroom, she said, "Oh yeah, it came up, and I said, I think Danny would like to win this." And it's like, well, yeah, that is what she said. JoJo said, you said you want to win. It's like there's one word difference here. I feel
Semantics.
it's a bit like paraphrasing, and like it all went a bit. Danny took the wrong way there because JoJo was just paraphrasing what Donna had said, and when Donna said the same back to him, he was like, "Oh yeah, that is what I said." It's like, but JoJo was basically saying, like you said, he's been on Late in Live, he knows
Yeah.
the game, he's a fan of the show, so therefore
Yeah.
he knows how to win or would like to win.
I don't think it's going to get nasty between any of them, especially with JoJo and Chris, because I think Chris can sometimes lose his temper, but JoJo's a bit like, this literally is just a bit of fun for JoJo. JoJo clearly doesn't care.
I don't know. She heard them at the end of the episode talk, whispering about her.
Oh yeah, and she just went, nah. She just went, I heard my name being mentioned. And that was JoJo's reaction to it, and she just laughed.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
if
like,
Ella gets wind of JoJo hearing things, Ella will take any opportunity to say something to her, I think, and which will start an argument. I think Ella is wanting that.
Oh no, Ella just doesn't like Jojo and Chris, and Ella keeps saying like, "Oh, the people outside will see. The people outside will see." So Ella clearly,
watch out, Ella.
I know. This is my point. Ella clearly thinks that she's in the winning crowd. She's in the right on this in this opinion. But no, it's like, be careful for what you wish for, Ella, because you're saying that I hope the general public vote Jojo and Chris out because they see what we don't see. But it's like, actually, Ella, we do see what you don't see, and that's the fact that you went in there with an agenda. It didn't work out, and now you're not bullying. She's not bullying them. That's a silly thing to say. She went in there. And now she's basically dislikes Jojo and Chris because they've formed this genuine friendship, the friendship that she wanted. And all I mean, when I say about Danny, all I mean is like, I just think that Danny is kind of getting riled up a little bit by what Ella's saying and kind of joining in the nonsense that she's saying.
But Danny was the one who said to everyone what Daly said as well, though. So it was thanks to him that it did come out.
Yes, and Danny kind of said, I'm only saying it out loud because I just want everyone to know. I don't want to keep secrets, because Patsy suggested that, like, why are we talking behind each other's backs here? We've been quite open with one another, despite it might hurt a few feelings. We've always been open with one another, and we've kind of we've hashed it out and had the conversation. But Chris said, like, to Jojo later, it's like, I've never had to justify a friendship with people before, and I feel like I don't need to justify it here either. We are friends. Why is it an issue?
It's just
with
happened.
People?
He didn't think it would happen, but it did, and it has, and that's what it is.
But Ella is clearly jealous of Jojo and Chris's friendship, and she's basically, instead of just saying, well, good for them, I wanted to, I thought there'd be more of a bond between me and Chris, but there isn't. So,
and it's a bit weird because to begin with, it's looked like Ella, because Ella's nominated Chris lots, but not Jojo. It looked like her issue was with Chris, not Jojo, and she's had some talks with her. But then this episode, there were 2 occasions when she had the chance to answer the questions, and both times she chose Jojo, which surprised Jojo, because she was like, she won't pick me because we're quite good friends. We've had chats recently.
We've had nice conversations.
And she picked her twice, and it's like, well, why? Is it only because you weren't in the room? Is Ella a bit... Because she's not in the room, she said.
But Ella must have known that their decisions would match, and Big Brother would say something. Yeah, so Ella said that Jojo wasn't her cup of tea.
All of a sudden it's anti-Jojo, where before it wasn't. It was just anti-Chris. So
Ella said that Jojo's not a cup of tea and she's trying too hard to impress. And yeah, you're right. It's like, why? Where did this come from?
No, I'm wondering, because she was paired up with Chris on the task, wasn't she? They were both toddlers. Jojo wasn't in the room. Is it literally the fact that Ella didn't want to say anyone in front of her, so she just said the person who wasn't in the room, and she was paired up with Chris? Is she
because Chris was there in the room with them?
Yeah, she's not very good at confrontation, even though she pretends that she is. I'm wondering if that's part of it.
Maybe. I don't. This has been like a narrative throughout the whole series, and that is, and I'm almost getting like tired of talking about Ella and her blooming jealousy and her, being upset because she doesn't like the friendship between Jojo and Chris. It's like, just get over it, Ella, for God's sake.
You've got your own friends now.
Yeah, you've got Donna and Danny. They might not listen to you quite as much as you might want, but like, it's like, just get over it. And it's just like, every time everyone says it's like, oh, Ella, it's like they're having to tread on eggshells around Ella all the time. It's like they're always having to be careful around Ella, just in case she might get upset with them because they might not include her with something. It's like, get over it, Ella. Like, honestly, get over yourself, man. It's just stupid.
In there to have fun. That's
but
what
this
Patsy
is it.
wants.
This is what they said. They're in there to have fun, and it's so stupid. And like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's like, it's Daly dropped a bombshell and like it kind of caused a bit of a ruckus within the group for a little bit. But it's like, also, Daly, come on, grow some fucking balls. Like, if you had that opinion of them, why didn't you say it to their face? It's the same with what he says about Danny outside now. He's like going on about like, oh, I like him, but. It's like, all right, Daly, you should have said that to Danny in the house instead of being passive aggressive all the blooming time.
Well, he had a guard up the whole time, so he wasn't being true Daly. So anyway, so the task then, what they had to do, it was a fun task.
It was a good task. It was a fun task.
Be from a dysfunctional family to a perfect family.
Yes.
So what do we have? We had Jack and Danny with the mum and dad.
Yes.
We had 3 teenagers, which was Angelica, Patsy, Chesney. Toddlers, which was Ella and Chris together. And then the grandparents was Jojo and Donna. And they had one task each. This was a shopping task. It's a shame it's only one day as well.
It makes sense if it was
Could have been two.
Well, all the shopping tasks, I think, should go over 2 days. I mean, again,
I remember when they used to be nearly a week long, didn't they?
it used to be about 4 days.
Yeah.
But then you used to have to gamble what your shopping budget was as well in the old days. You gambled a percentage of what your shopping budget was. They were the days. They were the days.
Good old days. So yeah, just one day, sadly, because I think this would have been funny if it went over to 2, just to really test them. Because the toddlers could have stayed up all night, wake the mum and dad up overnight, and all sorts. They could have done all sorts.
Well, yeah, because they could have sorted out like separate rooms for everyone. So they could have had the parents' room with 2 cots, which the kids slept in. So they could have kept them up all night. They could have had the teenagers' room where they had like loud music playing all night.
House party or something.
And they could have had the grandparents' room where they had like Werther's Originals and Challenge TV playing endlessly in the corner.
Yeah. So it's a shame it was only one day.
Endless loops of The Chase in the background just for them to watch. ITV could do that as well because they've got Chase.
Donna gave her favourite grandchild a sweet as well.
Yes, Chesney got a sweet, which he hid from his mum and dad.
So their tasks were Jack and Danny had to just be good parents, so they had to feed the kids, they had to keep them under control. That was their task, which they passed.
Well, the one thing I would say is I'm surprised that they let it pass that Danny smacked Ella after she used to swear. It's like, okay. Don't know if that's great parenting.
Yeah.
But I did like that they fed them and they were going, here comes the choo-choo train. As I said, there was that moment when Chris had his first bite of cottage pie or whatever.
Although Ella, again, broke character and was like, no, they're doing this making us look stupid. It's like,
again.
you're still literally sitting in a high chair in a onesie, like, come on.
Yeah, she said this, and also she said this after her and Chris decided to scream and shout while they were in their playpen. It's like, Ella, stop being a dick. Just stop, Ella, stop it.
It's really weird. So that was weird. And then she went back into playing character again. It's like, so yeah, that was a bit odd.
Because that was used as a thing later on, because they said who doesn't act their age, and Chesney said Ella because her having a strop about having to do the shopping challenge, and Ella was like,
that didn't happen. Yeah. So the grandparents was basically where this came from. When they had to play bingo and they were asked questions, and they had to guess what the people would say in return, whether that's where all the arguments came from. The teenagers had to do a viral online dance.
Yes.
Which we forgot about and we didn't even see on TikTok, but apparently it passed.
Well, they mentioned it on Late and Live that you had to, we had the decision of whether they passed the task or not. And because we're good people.
I'm surprised. Normally, if it's up to that, we'll just be like, nope, fair.
I know, the general public, again, as I've mentioned before, the general public shouldn't be allowed to vote.
No, they always get it wrong.
They voted to say that they passed, so that was good. But to be fair, that was a good effort. Angelica was sweating.
I know. It's like, God, she was really hot doing that. I don't know how, they were doing it for an hour, weren't they, practicing?
She should have taken Daly's advice and done that thrust in the air when she gets to the top
with her
step.
ball of her step.
Yeah, see?
But they did pass that in the end because the public was so generous.
The only thing they failed was the 2 toddlers who didn't do the kind of Simon Says type challenge when they had to repeat everything Big Brother had said.
Ella said, I can do this. If I can do this, you can do it, Chris. It's easy. Come on, we can do it. She's the one who can do it. Although Big Brother said they both got it wrong.
Failed. Yeah. So Chris must have done something wrong.
But Chris's outfit as well. Like, did they had a nappy on him for some
they
reason?
did. They had a nappy on.
I don't know what that was about. What was that going on?
I mean, Chris, again...
Was that to hide his modesty in the onesie, was it?
Maybe they didn't want it, yeah. I mean, for some people, like overgrown adult babies is a thing, isn't it?
He may have got a few new fans then.
I was about to say, Chris might have a whole new fan base for the future.
Doesn't need to, JoJo's fan base after all.
Chris went to the toilet,
right?
Opened the toilet door, threw the toilet paper out and said, "Daddy, wipe."
Yes.
To Jack. Which again, Chris, I'm sorry, but Chris just cracks me up. Chris just cracks me up. It's like when Danny, when there was
he commits to the role.
He
like
does
when he was
commit.
a cat.
Yes.
Committed.
Danny was like, "Mummy's going to have a little bit to eat before you have dinner, baby," to Chris. And Chris's face, honestly, was just like, honestly, brilliant. Danny was funny too. Like Danny said, like, "This is the kind of bath I like to bathe in, a silent bath." And there was a few funny moments, like when the kids were asleep, because the toddlers went to bed. And Danny was at the fridge and he lifted up his skirt and said, "Hey, husband," to Jack. And then
while the kids are away.
While the kids are out. And Danny said he's only had sex 5 times and one of them was on a beach in Margate, but he doesn't like to talk about it.
And the rest was giving birth to these lot. Yeah, good.
Yeah, no, Danny was brilliant at the role as well. I have to say, 10 out of 10, no notes. It was
Good
really
task.
funny.
It
Really
was all
good task.
But yeah, I mean, they passed. They got their shopping budget.
They got
That's
their
all it
luxury
is.
budget, so hopefully that might cheer them up a little bit. Jack can have all the tea bags in the world now. I love the shot of all their tea bags, just mounded like a mound of tea bags. Jack's mountain.
But it's all going to kick off though, because there is no backdoor eviction like I thought, like the press reported.
Well, I did warn you to say that it was because you were making out that it was a guarantee.
Well, they got given a press release. So what happened? I don't know.
Well, because maybe too many people knew.
Maybe. But they've changed their minds, Big Brother has. And now on Tuesday, it's not just one eviction, not just 2, there's 3 being evicted. And they've had to do face-to-face nominations just to really upset everyone.
Well, I mean, it's the last week, so you kind of can get through it, can't you?
So we all know that Ella's going to kick off by this. And probably Patsy too. Because Patsy takes things to heart.
I don't think Patsy will. I think Patsy's in a good place. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
until
Patsy
people start
had
staying
a
in front of her.
moment and now it's gone back down again. I think I think that Chris might be a bit like. Chris is funny because when it's when other people give opinions, even if it's about JoJo, he's kind of like, okay, fair. But when it's about him, he can get a bit touchy about it. Because let's be honest, he wasn't. You could tell he was a little bit hurt by what Daly had said before he left. But not enough to kind of like cause a ruckus about it.
I think most of them were upset because Daly put on this show that he was just this
nice
chilled
guy.
out, relaxed guy who didn't care if he goes or stays. He was just there and he went. And that's why Patsy was like, well, that doesn't sound like him. Doesn't sound like him. So maybe that's why he's so upset.
I don't know who's going to kick off, Jack won't kick off. Chesney,
I'm sure
Chesney will be hurt but won't give a damn.
Angelica, she might
No,
snap.
I don't think Angelica will.
I think Patsy will. Patsy and Ella, if they get nominated.
Oh, Ella will. Ella will
Nominations.
cry. Ella will turn it into the Ella show. Ella will get all stroppy and upset.
Angelica will say, well, what about me?
Yes. Ella will walk into the diary room and be like, Big Brother is so unfair. I can't believe people said this about me. And Big Brother should remind her, like, well, you also had to vote. And she was like, yeah.
But the thing is, with these nominations, if there's 3 that are going, there's going to have to be like at least 4 up. It's like, so even like one nomination you'll be up, do you think?
Likely, yeah, that's true.
So-
But they'll know. Well, again, see, this is where they mess up really, because if they kept it as a secret nomination, then there wouldn't be a guess that there would be at least a double nomination
That's
happening.
true, yeah, so they're going to know.
They're going to know it's going to be at least a double nomination, a double elimination,
Eviction.
a double eviction, because they'll be like, well, why is there 4 people
Yeah,
up?
why are we up when I only got 1 vote?
Yeah, and I only got two votes. That doesn't make sense.
And getting rid of 3 at once seems like it's a real big risk because I know it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it's 4 days.
6. Well, it'll be 3 days by the time.
Yeah, but like getting rid of 3 at once can really like lower the mood of a house and the energy of the house, depending on who goes. And it's like that runs a risk of the last week being boring. You need as many as possible in the last week because
because that's when it kind of winds down.
Yeah,
you
so-
need about 7 left. So a double elimination would make some sense. But
And with a
6
triple, you get that thing of someone who is like who liked with the public a favourite but not super favourite to win yet
Yeah.
can sometimes be evicted unfairly because of the way the votes are done.
I know what you're saying.
So I can see someone like Good who maybe could have been in the final going as a result of this. So
it should have only been a double elimination.
eviction.
Thank you. I don't think they should have made it a public nominations. An open nomination.
Face to face.
Thank you. I can't think.
Get your terminology right.
Face to
please.
face. I don't think it should be face to face.
Banishment.
No. What I would say is that they could have.
That was a reference to the traitors.
Oh, banishment.
I'm saying
Sorry,
you're getting
my bad.
Getting your things correct.
Look, your interruptions is what's making me not think straight here.
Don't care.
And I haven't thought straight
Big
in
Brother's
years.
voice.
Right. So shush. Right. No. So this is what I think they should have done. If I was the head honcho of ITV Entertainment,
All right.
and they came to me and said, "What should we do for the final week?" This is what they
Have
should
Will Best in a jacuzzi.
have. Will Bass in a jacuzzi, doing the elimination.
Eviction.
I know. I'm just doing it on purpose now. They should have done a surprise eviction. You're right. They should have done it on Sunday. And they should have had AJ walk in like he did before.
Also, they do Late in Live in the garden on Sunday, so they could have banished them by putting them in the garden, and they were all there.
You literally interrupted me, but knew exactly what I was about to say. That's what they should have done. That would have left them with 8. Then they should have done face-to-face nominations. Then they could have done a double, because people probably would have expected it anyway. And then basically finish
final 6.
Final week. So that's what they should have done. But even a double on Tuesday, perhaps not necessarily. They could have just got rid of one. But face-to-face nominations, fine. As I said, as long as it's not done all the time, once a series is enough. Do it too many times and it loses its harshness, for lack of a better term.
Also, with having triple, what if like all the people just vote the same people? Like, is there enough to have more than 3 up for eviction?
Don't forget though that I don't know how many they'll get out at a time. But if they get 1 out at a time, they might get 2 out at a time. But if they get 1 out at a time, then they reopen the votes. So then a lot of people then move their vote to someone else.
Yeah, but I'm talking about nominations. Like, to get 4, if it starts with JoJo, for example, and she says Patsy and Jack, everyone copies Patsy and Jack because someone's already done it, so it's easier.
Oh yeah, they'll be in trouble. There'll only be 2 left.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, there'll only be 3 up for eviction if they all... I don't know how the math... It's too many maths to try and work out in my head, but it sounds a bit risky.
This is my point. Say, for argument's sake, one of them gets 6 nominations, then 2 more get 4 nominations, right? So that would be 3. But then they need more than 3 because they're doing a triple elimination. So then the next 2 or 3
just have 1 nomination.
Are probably going to end up with like 2 or 1 nomination. Yeah,
and there'll be like 8 up.
So I get you're joking, but I would say that we're going to end up with about 6, 7.
Yeah, and you only get 5 votes. So what are you going to do?
I mean, well, that's the thing. It's going to split the votes, and also because it's now vote to keep, or vote to save. That makes the votes even more split. So it should go back, but then I don't want them to. It's because people get confused, and I'm not. And I know it's like, well, the general public aren't that stupid.
They are. I voted for
Ben.
Mickey.
Made the mistake, and he's the most
Mickey
intelligent
Rourke by
person I know.
accident.
Exactly.
No, was it Jack? I voted for someone by accident.
Yeah, because you thought it was to
evict. Yeah, so that was a mistake.
But so for something like this, when there's a mass eviction, more than 2, and there's a lot of people up at once, a vote to evict is actually the way to go. But if they do that, it will probably mess things up because people will think it's still a vote to save.
Confuse people.
And it will confuse people further.
And this is where someone
this is a mess on
This
TV.
is where someone like Donna can go when I don't want her to go, and she doesn't deserve to go. I think this is where like something like that's going to happen. I like Donna. She's one of my... She's like a little favourite who's just... If she just kept bubbling along, she could build her votes up to the final and maybe come second or win.
If it was a longer series, yes, I agree.
But this way, I think she could get lost in the triple eviction and go unfairly.
My 3 to go, if I was voting? No, if I wasn't... No, sorry. If I was voting...
Nominating. Wait, what?
No. If I'm outside, I'm using the app.
You're voting to save, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, no, let's pretend it's to evict because it's easier. Okay. So, wait, if I had to vote to save, I would use my 5 votes as follows. 2 for Chris.
Right.
2 for JoJo.
Right.
If they're up for nomination, I should say. And then I would save one for... it would depend on the episode. I'll save it because I like to save one for the episode to see how they fare.
See how the edit goes.
Yep.
Try and go against ITV's
Danny...
wishes.
Or Patsy.
Okay.
It was vote to evict. My 5 votes would go. 4 for Ella.
Right.
And 1 for Jack. But again, that 1 would be saved, and I might change my mind and go for Chesney.
Okay.
But 100% for Ella. Because Ella gets on my tits.
I think Ella will be going. I think she'll definitely get at least 1 nomination, if not more, and she'll be up. Yeah, I think Ella will be going.
Who are your 5 votes? If it was 5 to evict, who are your 5 votes going to?
When they're all up, probably
they're all up for nomination.
3 on Ella.
Ooh.
1 on Angelica.
Oh.
Well, not
what's she done wrong?
I don't know. There's just something that's not gelling with me with Angelica.
Not jelly with Jella?
No. And Jack or Chesney, maybe.
Yeah, you're saving that for the episode, though.
Yeah.
The edit.
So I can go against ITV's
5 to
wishes.
save?
Oh, who do I want to save? Donna would get 4 because I'd be scared that she'd be
4
lost.
for Donna?
Only because I'm scared that she's lost in the votes. So I need to make up. And then 1 on Danny.
Save it. Oh, not Jojo and Chris.
I think they'll be okay.
Kept that bit quiet.
I think
to
they'll
yourself.
be okay. That's why.
Right, but is there something about Jojo and
no,
Chris
I
that
like,
you don't like?
No, but
Come on, open up.
I am. They're wasted.
Daily.
They'll be wasting my votes. I need to save the ones who might get lost, which will be Donna.
But I think the three that will go... The three that will go because
of hypotheticals here, yes.
This is what the podcast is about, my friend. Mm-hmm. Is the three that will go because of the public vote will be Ella, 100%. Mm-hmm. And I hope she gets booed. Ella, Donna, Chesney. I think they're the three that will go. Okay.
If Chesney gets nominated, he might be the one who doesn't get any.
Chesney hasn't had votes for nominations for a long time. No. He always ends up getting no nominations. I'm going to quickly...
Bigger fish to fry, I think.
I'm going to quickly look
face
back.
to face.
You can hear
because they're face to face. It may be people may go for the easy. That's why I think people will vote Jack and Patsy because they've done it before. So I'll just do it again.
Chris and Jojo only got 2 votes last time, but I think that's going to go up. Daly was for both of them, but I think it'll go up to 3 in this case. I think Ella will vote for them, and I think Daniel will vote for them both. Patsy will be up again because for some reason everyone she's negative.
Well, because it's face to face and she says she wants to go, that'll be an easy out for all of them. Yeah. They'll say Patsy.
Yeah, but she stopped saying that quite so much now.
Yeah, but people still use it as an excuse.
Ella only got 1 vote last time. That was with Jack. If Jack keeps one of his votes with Ella, I think she'll get 3 as well.
Jojo will vote
1
Ella.
From Jojo and 1 from Chris. So I think who will go up for nomination will be Jojo, Chris, Ella. We're allowed to surmise, my friend. Jojo, Chris, Ella, Patsy, Jack, and I think that'll be it. I don't think Donna will get any votes. No one votes for Donna.
Good.
So I think Donna will be safe.
I hope not. I'll be happy with that.
I think it'll be 5. Jojo, Danny. Sorry, no. Jojo, Chris, Jack, Ella, Patsy. That's my 5. I'm going to write this down. And if I'm right, what do I win?
Well, you don't win anything on Celebrity Big Brother. Apart from you get Donna Jojo's following on TikTok. You get some of her fans.
If anyone's following us because of Jojo, please say hello. I love Jojo.
Alex is such a gameplay on this podcast that he's just doing anything to get a following.
Are you going to guess your 5 or are you just going to
my 5?
No, it's 2. Who do you think is going to be up for nomination? This is a fun game. I'm really enjoying this.
Jack and Patsy, because of the easy votes because they've been up before.
Yep.
Ella, Angelica, and Danny.
Not Jojo and Chris. You don't think they'll be up for nominations?
Oh yeah, I don't know. They're all gonna be up apart from one person then because it's stupid.
Danny and Ella will definitely
because it's a triple.
Vote for
it's
them.
Just stupid.
Danny and Ella will definitely vote for them because Danny and Ella are also game players and they don't like other game players. Game knows game. So Jojo and Chris are definitely up. I think Danny will just get away with it because I don't think people would want to vote in front of Danny.
Patsy might vote for Danny because he mentioned that thing about her and she was like, oh really, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, she was I can't remember now, but yeah,
I think it's too much to surmise.
No, it's not though, it's fun.
It is.
This is the whole point.
Don't talk shite.
Hello, get in touch with who you think will be up for nominations and who you're going to vote for, even though the nominations haven't even happened yet. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok and Threads at Faithful2Podcast, Blue Sky at Faithful2Podcast.bsky.social. On YouTube, you can comment underneath the video by searching Faithful2Podcast or Faithful2Big Brother. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. As I say, comment underneath the video and let us know who you would nominate for and who you would save. You can also watch or listen to us on Spotify or listen to us on Apple or any of your favourite podcast apps. Don't forget to give us 5 stars if you enjoy listening to the podcast. And if you want to help with the show monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And if you write a comment with that donation, we are guaranteed to read it out. I love you're interested. Do you know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I was thinking this whilst on the toilet a couple of days ago.
Right.
What we should just get is a webpage, and then I can just say, go to BA, and then that'll be the end of all that.
I've said this before, just say, look up Faithful2 on all social media, will pop up along the way, somewhere.
Well, on social media, that's fair, but I Googled Faithful2, and we weren't that high on the list, so we're clearly not that famous
uses
yet.
Google anyway?
Doink! Well, don't use Google AI, because it'll probably start saying things like we're like some kind of cereal company or something. Faithful2 Podcast makes animal feed.
Right.
Based
everyone.
on Reddit posts.
So tomorrow's episode of the podcast, after our 15-minute chat about who could be nominated, we will actually know.
We had to have that conversation because also we wouldn't have had out the show. I could tell
true.
you were beginning to sum up and I was like, no, I'm going to make sure we talk for longer. People want more of this crap.
So we will know for sure what is happening on the next episode. And we only have a few episodes left of Celebrity Big Brother,
No.
and then our podcast comes to an end.
But not forever, yeah.
No, we may be doing, what is it?
Well, no, say yeah.
Why?
But because what if we don't end up doing it? And then we look like fools. Let's just wait. If you want to know what we might be doing in the future,
Follow us on. How do you find us?
search on your favourite social medias, Faithful2 Podcast.
Or see if you can guess what show we're going to be doing next.
Oh, yes. Can you guess?
It's quite an easy guess. It's starting, is it this week, next week? This week?
It's this week.
Well, there you go.
But we don't know we are. But we probably will.
But can you guess? But until then, we'll see you tomorrow when we have the results of our face-to-face nominations.